Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Okay. Hello.
How are you?
Hey, I'm fine. How are you?
Pretty good.
Cool, cool. Ah. You still doing them Pokemons?
Of course.
Alright.
I'm using Pokemon that I never really expected I would end up using in a competitive team.
Hey, hey, people.
Hello?
Hey.
Yeah, you got. So far, I've been liking your advent calendar.
Thank you. I'm glad
Good
of that.
stuff. And the figurines actually look pretty good. I would just say their durability.
I mean, I wouldn't really know, but like they seem decent so far.
Decent quality plastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the thing. You never know with advent calendars.
Yeah, like I was kind of worried that they'd be kind of shit, but it's like they seem to be pretty decent stuff.
At least they look like they're holiday themed.
Yeah. I mean, not all of them are explicitly holiday, because I mean, like Cupchew is just like a nice type, but it's like, oh yeah, they gave Charmander a nice little poofball hat.
Well, at least it's like it's a polar bear, an icy polar bear. The person I would have put in like a Teddy Urso of like a Santa hat or something on there.
Hmm.
Of course, one of them has to be Jinx because Jinx is Santa's helper.
That is like one of the
Ah.
weirdest. That is like one of the weirdest plot points in Pokemon. Like that is canon. Santa exists in that universe, and his slave workforce are a bunch of Jinxes. Yeah.
That was very weird indeed.
Also, he had a rare flying Ponyta before he replaced it with a Stantler.
It wasn't
Oh
rare.
my god, maybe he found a terrorized Ponyta.
Literally what I was just about to say.
Yeah.
But I mean, that doesn't exactly give Ponyta the ability to fly.
I know, obviously not.
You know, the
What?
one of the things that is quite like when it comes to competitive battling at the moment is just how much impact terrestrialization has, but how it's actually fun, unlike Gigantamax. Like, one of the threats that God of War usually has to face is a Garchomp. And like I've dealt with many Garchomp over my years, so I've, built my God of War to easily handle them. Now, these Garchomps are going pure ground. So that way they get double stab Earthquake and lose the fairy weakness.
On top of keeping their speed, because ground type Pokemon, with the exception of a few, like Dugtrio, tend to be a little slower.
Yeah.
So that's the point. They're supposed to be slow powerhouses.
Yeah, so now it's a case of like, my God of War at the moment is Terra Fire, but now I'm like, should I go like Terra Flying or no? Wait, Terra Grass, because God of War gets Energy Ball.
Yeah, you're suddenly looking at their list of other, attacks and choices. That it's changing up the meta in a good way. Right?
Exactly. My shower thoughts for the past week have just been filled with, how can I do this? Or what should I do to counter this?
Yeah.
No. Ah, dang it. Ah, yes, thankfully past me remembered that I can be dumb.
Yes, indeed. Glad your past self is helping you. My past me keeps giving me extra weight. Because somebody keeps forgetting to exercise and eat healthy, but no. I've got that extra slice of pie and other delicious things.
So, new Transformers movie.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is it Michael Bay?
Of course, Mark Bay. Who else would it be? But no, it's Rise of the Beast, and they've got Optimus Prime. Yeah.
Well, that's just Prime.
Yeah. What was its actual name? Like, it was still Optimus Prime, right? Like,
It was Optimus Primal.
Primal, yes, that's right.
Primal.
I can't believe, like, I'm like, I said that, I'm like, no, Optimus Prime is just his normal.
Oh, he's Primal.
Yeah. Kinda nice to see Beast Wars stuff get some love.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, looking back, the CGI was a bit crap, but for the time, it was pretty impressive. Yeah. It knew what it was doing, and it knew how to do it well.
it got me into Transformers to begin with, and had my favorite character, good old Waspinator.
Why, universe hate Waspinator?
Well, let's see, wasn't he supposed to basically be the Starscream of the universe, of that universe?
I wonder, like, I know he got possessed by the actual Starscream, but, like,
Yeah.
he was so pathetic, I don't think he actually kind of functions as Starscream. Like, at least not in the sense of trying to take over the enemy team, sort of thing.
Yeah,
In the sense of the universe just wants to pick on him. He was the Meg.
yeah. I was going to say, Starscream is the Starscream of that series.
That is true.
But yeah, that was the reason why I actually went back and watched G1. Because I remember a friend telling me, it's like telling me all the references and that, and like how this is like the game. I mean, not the game. The series kind of takes place before the events of G1.
Oh, speaking of old school references, finally got around to watching the Sonic 2 movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was definitely better than the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see more now, especially with that sequel bait.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I mean, we all saw it.
That goddamn shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Although apparently Jim Carrey is retiring from acting.
Yes, that
I
is something that.
know. I found that out. I'm like, oh, I need more Robotnik in my life. He is.
Here's the thing. We don't know if that means he's going to be in the next movie or not. It could very well be that Sonic 3 could be his last.
Or we find out in the after it gets made and released, the third Sonic movie. It turned out that even though Jim Carrey was finished, he just decided to come on set and fuck around, and we just decided to film that.
He wouldn't leave. He kept doing all these evil monologues. So we just said to film it. It's just like when Tim Curry dressed up as a clown and started messing with people.
But yeah, there's an image that Fox posted on the other server that I absolutely love. It's Charmy B crying, and the quote is, "Sonic fans when the 12-year-old girl doesn't get gunned down on screen in a PG kids movie."
Oh my god, that actually happened!
Wow.
I forgot that's what happened to Maria!
Yeah,
I actually forgot!
I wonder if they're going to do that for Sonic 3.
Like, at that point, I half expect Deadpool to show up, pull the screen down, and be like, "Don't let your kids watch this!"
Yeah, but man, like, they're gonna be.
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
I'm going to be declaring them as cowards if they don't have Maria's death be impactful like it's got to be.
Hmm.
Yeah.
She's the whole reason that Shadow is the way he is.
I mean, let's be honest. When you're an edgelord, you need something to trigger your catalyst for being an edgelord. It's like, I mean, it's kind of the most important thing, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that is kind of the thing. If it's like when it comes to like even them just portraying Shadow, they cannot afford to half-ass Shadow.
Yeah, they gotta go all in. Personally, I think Sonic Boom's depiction was perfect because they played him completely straight in this wacky world that it actually worked.
Yeah, and
that made him inherently funny.
And then you have you have Eggman the entire time, just like, he's so cool.
like Sonic Boom was made by fans for fans. They actually got it. But
that's another thing they'll have to actually do for the third Sonic movie, is since they're now going to be drawing from Sonic Adventure canon, they can no longer avoid calling him Eggman.
Yeah. I do also like the other references strewn about, like the Mean Bean machine. That was a clever cameo and all that. Yeah.
Oh, I know it's not going to happen because they need it to be a kids movie. But if I almost want them to do a PG-13 thing for this movie, if only because there is only one F-bomb and it is uttered by Shadow.
Yeah.
And where would it be? Where would it be?
Okay, I know it was not the focus of his initial game at first, but all I could think is, where is that fucking fourth Chaos Emerald? Just really punch that up.
Yeah.
And I just remembered, he actually does get referred to as Eggman. It's in the first movie, the final showdown. You know, where all the townsfolk are starting to, like, you know, back Sonic up, and I believe Sonic says, "Okay, Eggman, let's do this."
Yeah, like he refers to him as Eggman because, you know, the robots and everything.
Yeah, that's why he gets the name Eggman. Yes.
Yeah, I like how they call him Robotnik first, and then he's now the Eggman. And also go with the whole, he was sane but eccentric at first, and then when he went to that mushroom planet, he went completely insane. Though if he waited long enough, he might have found Chris Pratt. Actually, that would be an interesting crossover.
I mean, there's always been the jokes made because, like, you have like an end credits scene at the end of the Mario movie where a giant floating hand hands Mario an envelope with the Smash Brothers initiative.
Oh yeah, that would be beautiful.
But the big problem there is, of course, you know, getting game companies to work together is one thing, especially because, you know, they're kind of in their own niche already, their own area. But then being like, hey, is it Paramount? Who is it that's got?
I don't know anymore.
I want to say Paramount has Sonic, or Universal.
It might be Universal, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Because it's they have the whole ring motif as part of the opening.
Yeah.
I think it is Paramount.
And yeah, because that is kind of the thing of like, oh yeah, that like. It isn't just the game companies, it's like the film companies who then got the rights to do the thing, who then have to play nice with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's also that weird aspect that now that you think about it, they have done crossover stuff with Disney because you had Wreck-It Ralph where Sonic and Mario showed up, but like, I guess that's 10 years removed.
Well, more importantly, the Rescue Rangers movie where they had ugly Sonic in there.
Like, I think when it comes to Wreck-It
still
Ralph,
need to watch that.
Oh yeah, I need to watch that too. I think when it comes to Wreck-It Ralph, it helped that was a case of, it's mostly an original property, and all of the actual game characters were basically background.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were playing themselves, and it was just background noise.
Like, I still wish, like, if any animation company should have made the Mario movie, I probably would have put it with DreamWorks. But like, DreamWorks is probably doing their own thing at the moment, and it's like I don't think DreamWorks ever does any sort of like licensing like that. They usually do their own original stuff, from what I can think of.
I mean, How to Train Your Dragon was original. I mean, that's just kind of making something based on a thing, not necessarily a place.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Because it's like Imagination Studio is like right down the tier list, like above Imagination, another good animation studio, which I doubt Nintendo would ever agree to work with on that, would be, Sony Pictures.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, that would be the weirdest thing. So Sony, Sony Animation presents Mario by Nintendo.
that would be weird. Yeah.
Because I know that I know technically Sony has they distribute some Nintendo soundtracks, but I think that's just kind of a matter of
it's a music label.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, and Sony is big in Japan. That I could. It's not unreasonable.
Yeah.
And some of the other good studios have kind of disappeared. Like the studio that did Rio, bloody what else did it? Did they do the Spy Pigeon?
I don't know anymore.
They've gone. They were pretty decent.
Didn't they also do Ice Age?
Huh?
Didn't they also do Ice Age?
That might be them as well, yeah.
Like Blue Sky Studios or something?
Blue Sky, that's,
yeah.
Yeah, they were they weren't the best, but they made some nice stuff.
Imagination might be above them in terms of, but then again, it's Imagination has good quality in terms of their actual animation, but their directing is pretty bad.
Do you mean Illumination?
Illumination? Why do I keep saying Imagination?
Imagination.
I don't know why I said Imagination. God damn it.
I mean, it's the same number of syllables. It ends kind of the same way. But yeah.
Is that Now I'm trying to figure where that seed changed my thoughts to Imagination. Anyway.
Yeah.
Illumination, yes, because it's it feels like Despicable Me 1, good movie, And ever since then, they've kind of just rested on their laurels and just
And the
kind of.
fucking Minions.
And
Yeah.
we're just saying Minions, like, you can't blame Minions for.
I want to kill them.
Yeah, but you can't blame Minions for the lack of for the mediocrity of their rest of their movies.
Yeah, the Minions are a symptom.
Yeah. Because it's like, I like Despicable Me 2 and 3, but like, even I'm like, yeah, no, they kinda. The best way to, I guess, to say, the best way to describe Illumination is that they are perfectly middle of the road. They're not bad, but they're not good.
Yeah. They're technically
Well.
sufficient.
Yeah.
Yeah, let didn't go Emoji Movie bad.
So Sony Animation has its highs and its lows. Highs such as Into the Spider-Verse, lows such as Emoji Movie.
Yeah.
I forgot that movie existed.
And now you get to remember it.
Like, I never watched it, so thank God I never got invested enough to actually think about it that much.
Alright. Anyway, I'm actually getting pretty tired. I didn't get much sleep last night, so I'm dropping out.
There we go.
Alright, good night.
Good night.
Yeah, have a great night. See you tomorrow, April.
Why are you doing this to me, Mark? Testing.
Well, you're coming through clear.
Yeah, but then there's that static that happens every now and then.
Hmm.
As if it's, this might do. Okay.
Okay. Just grab whatever this is and then down into the sewers.
You're like really close to the end of the game again now, right?
Close, like, it's not final dungeon, but this is definitely the latter half, because, like, it is day 5.
Hmm.
Because there's still the sewer. And then I think after that is the museum. Oh, you little bastard.
Okay. Ooh.
That was quick.
So yeah, it's kind of funny that my competitive team is basically now based around dancing Pokemon. Like, originally I was like, yeah, I've got, Gardevoir, and I had a Quaquaval, and I'm like, yeah, they're two dancers. I'm like, what if I continue going on this theme? Can I actually make that competitive? Yes, I can. So I have, Oricorio, and Oricorio has the Dancer ability, which allows it to copy a dance move, basically as a free action. I have Volcarona, which technically not a dancing Pokemon, but it gets access to Quiver Dance and Fiery Dance. And Fiery Dance is its signature ability, and it's the only Pokemon that has Fiery Dance. So I guess, like, yeah, it just dances around like a moth, not like an actual...
I can see it getting jiggy with it.
Yeah.
Just... yeah.
And now I'm preparing a Lilligant. The only other member on my team that isn't really a dancer is Indeedee. She's a maid.
Well, there's probably got to be someone providing support off stage.
Yeah.
Get that keep that water handy for...
Yeah.
I was confused for a moment because I thought I heard a Mario coin sound, but then I realized, oh no, that's the cursor for Pokemon.
Ah, damn! I didn't think it was that low.
I think it's just because it's like it's such a sound effect.
Striking. Yeah. Now what? Alright, I need to buy some more bottle caps to hypertrain you. So, what progress have you made?
Um, Honestly, I haven't really played that much since that time I caught a Zorua.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh goddamn! I need to get a drink.
All right.
I hate doing what Conrad does. I hate that. It annoys me how he does that. He does the cough, like
Ah,
clearing his throat while talking.
yeah, probably good to get some water to avoid that.
Yeah. Water? What? Diet Coke.
If this were game theory, this would be a no-brainer.
It's actually because of game theory that I've become a fan of Diet Coke.
Oh gosh. Matt Pat got you pulled in, huh?
He made a very good argument.
And
I think
that
it was
is?
well, it was during the whole taste testing of different Diet Cokes. And like I'm not a fan of Coke. But I think he like said that like Diet Coke doesn't have that same like powerful aftertaste that lingers.
Hmm. I haven't thought about it in terms of aftertaste, but yeah, there is definitely a difference between a regular and Diet Coke taste for sure.
I've been trying to. God damn it. I've been trying to get a shiny Lilligant, but it's hard.
Why
Like,
is that?
well, like every area, like because of how prominent grass type is, it's like you can't find like a single area where only like Lilligant or Patil spawn.
Mhm.
So it's like if you try to use like the grass shiny enhancement and the grass encounter enhancement, you're still going to get stuff like Go-Goats or Hoppips.
Hmm.
And Petlil and Lilligant are actually on the rarer side, so you're gonna get more common grass types spawning.
Yeah, I'm still keeping an eye out, but I haven't run into any shinies yet myself.
Yeah, one of the annoying things is like, unlike Legends Arceus, where shinies had like a little jingle when you came across them in the overworld. That doesn't happen here.
Yeah.
It really kind of shows just how like there must have been like they had two different teams working on both games, because it's like there are things that I wish came over from Arceus.
Yeah, because it really does feel like they did not take enough time to learn from what was done with Legends Arceus, because there's so many little things that, you know, are simply not present.
Like the way Pokemon stats were handled and Pokemon moves, they the move list was like, because it wasn't a core game, they didn't have the same extensive move list as they do in the core games. I mean, I guess it is considered a core game, I'm pretty sure, but like, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But as a result, like, I like the way they handled Stealth Rocks in that game. Like, instead of it being an entry hazard, it was just like continual damage, like Leech Seed. And like, it would be great if they actually changed it to that system. I know that, or at least introduce new moves that did that instead of replacing Stealth Rocks. Keep Stealth Rocks and Spikes as they are, but add these new moves. They kind of did that with what is it, Salt Cure? But that's like the only one. And the fact that they got rid of Frozen as a status and replaced it with Frostbite. And Frostbite does what people have been wanting there to be. A way to punish special attackers. Because, yeah, Frostbite basically does the exact same thing as Burn, except it lowers special attack instead of attack.
I'm kind of surprised that we didn't have an equivalent to that, because otherwise, like, pretty much Frozen has kind of been, like, just like a weird version of Sleep.
Yeah. And like it felt like they changed the way like mathematics was handled in that way that like it didn't feel like you could one shot Pokemon even if you were using their weakness on a EV trained Pokemon.
Hmm. And it's also been kind of a weird thing of the feeling of like when it comes just down to the basics of like how the game felt or how the games feel.
Yeah.
It's like when it comes down to just the movement, it's like Scarlet and Violet has kind of felt like sort of like a more direct evolution of what the previous games were like, in that it's, you know, it's an RPG where you walk around and do stuff and all that. Whereas Legends Arceus kind of had the feel of like a third person shooter in terms of its
Yeah.
basic movement and whatnot.
Yeah. And again, like I think the biggest loss is just free catching. It was
Yeah.
so satisfying. It's part of the reason why I went and actually completed the Pokedex, because I wasn't like, I'm gonna have to, you know, try and get them down to a smidgen of health left and hope they don't escape from the Pokeball. Like, it's because of the whole process of having to battle them to catch them in this, I've lost that drive to want to catch every Pokemon.
Yeah. Because, like, it feels like a chore.
Yeah.
And it's like, it was one of those things where Legends Arceus made it, like, it felt so inherently fun to just catch Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. It's like I had a friend who basically, he after 1 week of playing it, he'd only like done like 3 of the zones because he was just so sidetracked by catching Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. Which I think is kind of one of those things that shows you've really nailed the gameplay loop that much when a player can have fun just doing this one thing without needing to necessarily progress the story.
Yeah. Okay, that's stupid.
What happened?
So I was like, I was gonna test out something, and I'm like, okay, I'll just use the post-game sort of tournament to try and test out a theory.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't let you do double battles. Every version of Battle Tower up until now has basically allowed you to have, you know, double battles as the default format.
Mm.
God damn it, Game Freak.
Yeah. Like,
Why? Why? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I'm hoping that they really knock it out of the park with some updates or DLC or something.
It's like, why do you promote doubles as your main, like, world championship format if you don't do that in the actual, you know, solo gameplay? Like, Pokemon shines in its doubles format. Lean into it! Like, I still believe that every Pokemon game at the start, it should give you an option. Do you prefer double battles or single battles? You select that, and then it'll change the entire game to use that format.
I imagine that would be kind of difficult to balance around. I mean, then again, they've kind of been pretty light with how they do their main game.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, if they were doing actual balancing, they probably would be able to give us difficulty options instead of easy mode the entire way through. Like, the fact that trainers, even the E4, don't actually switch their Pokemon, and the fact that the default option is to give you the option to switch Pokemon for free, is just mind-bogglingly stupid to me.
Hmm. It's nice on a casual level, but in terms of preparing you for like how you're expected to do it against players, it's not on point. Yeah.
There is even a subset of competitive players that believe switching Pokemon is unfair. It's cheating. I'm not sure if this is a joke. The way it was presented didn't sound like it was a joke.
Like, I could see it being a format, but like to say that's completely unfair to get all together, it seems like parody.
It's like, so what? You just expect it to be like once you've sent in a Pokemon, that's it. You can't switch that. So if your Pokemon has an advantage, you know, in type matchup, then they just have to suck it up and let that kill happen.
Yeah, that doesn't seem appropriate. Like, the whole being able to switch around is like such a thing, especially when it comes to being able to react to or anticipate moves being done.
Yeah.
So would these people consider something like U-turn and volt switch to just be verboten?
That's the devil.
Ugh.
Oh. Oh.
Oh?
Oh. Okay, I didn't need to do the testing. Others have done the testing. Interesting. Aqua step does count as a dance. Cause like the description says it's like the user plays around and dances, plays around and does a dance to attack their enemy. But the fact that it wasn't called a dance, like every other dance move is feather dance, fiery dance, dragon dance. You get the point.
Mm-hmm.
They literally said a dance. But yes, the dancer ability does copy Aqua Step.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, it
Now,
makes sense because there might be some things called like the something something step or whatever.
yeah, it's not the biggest thing because like um the only Pokemon that has Dancer is a special attacker and Aqua Step is physical. But the fact that uh Dancer happens for free and that Pokemon can still make a normal attack with any of the other moves, that means that you can copy Aqua Step, get the speed boost from it, and then, do your normal move.
Hmm.
And because it's water type, that also might come in handy for what I'm facing a lot of at the moment. In fact, now that I think about it, like, Quaquaval should get Quiver Dance. It would make so much sense. Because it's like, sure, it's not like, the whole idea of Quiver Dance is supposed to be like, actually, what exactly does it say for Quiver Dance? Because it's supposed to be like every, like it's all bugs and plants that get Quiver Dance. Yeah, that's right. In the Japanese version of the Japanese name for Quiver Dance is Butterfly Dance
Hmm.
because it's a bug type move. Yeah, but like Quaquaval should get it. Like that's a no-brainer.
Which one's Quaquaval?
Quaxley's final.
Ah. Okay.
Yes, it's all based around dancing, which you wouldn't think when you look at Quaxley. But
I mean, he takes good care of his hair. I could see him being like a club dancer or something. I don't know.
yeah, the second Evo is straight up a ballet dancer.
Oh, wow.
What does what other moves does Quackle have? Yeah, Swords Dance, of course. Two other moves that should actually be considered dance moves. Ice Spinner, which is a new move, and Triple Axel. Because Triple Axel is literally based on the ice dancing, you know, jumping in the air, doing a triple axel spin.
Makes
And
sense.
ice spinner is basically the same thing, but you know, well, not the same thing. It's another ice dancing move, but it's the one where they instead of jumping in the air and spinning around, they're spinning around on the ground. Because like the whole point of ice spinner is that it destroys terrain.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yeah, the user covers its feet in thin ice and twirls around. Literally, it's making ice skates and twirling. That's a dance.
Yeah. I might be under-leveled for this.
Huh.
At least compared to how I was the first time I went in. I know I did quite a bit of faffing around.
Well, that's what happens when you do New Game Plus, and now you're all powered up and you're just rushing through.
Yeah. Keeps things interesting though, at least.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, time to try this one more time. I'm currently at a win-loss of like 6-4. Well, 6 losses to 4 wins. But yeah, that's to be expected in this early metagame where I keep shifting things around.
Is that good or bad?
It's neither. Okay, there we go. Hopefully that's fixed. Nope,
Okay.
it has not. I'm just gonna have to get a new mic. Pain in the ass, but
Yeah. That'll happen. Rick, do you know what is causing the fuzzing sound?
it's based on the position of my actual mic, because it's like it's a flip up, flip down,
Ah.
and I think I've flipped it so many times that it's now like gone all wonky.
Makes sense.
Hmm. Okay, you're an idiot. He just used explosion, and I'm using Sensu Oricorio, which is a ghost. So, like, sure, it took out my Volcarona, but my Volcarona done their job already. So,
Much like many who use an electrode, they used it poorly.
yeah. Alright. Another thing they'll have to do for the Sonic movie, or Sonic 3,
Mm-hmm.
the torture of Eggman's father, was it his grandfather?
I think it was his grandfather.
Yes, and him subsequently being like, fuck you all, I'm dropping a moon on you.
Right, that was a thing.
Yeah. Well, I believe it was more the giant Death Star laser cannon in the moon, but
Almost kind of semantics at that point.
yeah.
Man, Sonic really did get dark when it went into 3D.
Yeah.
And there's like, oh yeah, we had this entire civilization of echidnas that wound up being wiped out by their freaking jelly god because they abused the little sweet babbies.
Yeah. Yes. What like? What else is there? I mean, I guess, continuing that line, Shadow the Hedgehog with an alien invasion.
Yeah. Oh. Or how about the thing that was a what the fuck even in its original game? The existential crisis of E-102 Gamma?
Yeah! Joke's on you, I planned on doing that anyway.
What?
They sent out an Indeedee that used Follow Me, and I'm like, I was going to attack your Indeedee anyway, so you just wasted an action. Oh! I forgot! Indeedee is normal type as well. Psychic normal. Therefore, Revelation Dance doesn't work. Crap.
I didn't know indeed he was psychic. Well, on the other hand, I guess that kind of fits the thought of a butler who anticipates your every need.
Yeah. Hmm.
So I found it a funny thing to find out that Hatterene has a move that will turn Pokemon to a Psychic type.
Yeah.
Which to me has this thought of like, oh come on, Hatterene, why do you gotta be so violent? Like, there's no need to be so concerned about making everyone chill. Let me show you why I care so much about your fucking feelings.
Oh, I know what I should have done. I'm an idiot. I forgot my Oricorio has a water terror type. Ah, well.
Live and learn.
Yeah, Revelation Dance is actually kind of a better Terror Blast. Because Revelation Dance is 95 base special attack, but it changes to the type of the user. Like Terror Blast changes whether it's special or physical based on highest stat. So there is that. But yeah.
Well, I decided to reinstall Warframe.
Yeah?
Yep. The thing that made me decide I should dive back in... Holy shit, that new Werewolf Warframe.
Haven't actually had a look at them.
Looks fucking cool as frick. At least in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to go back and get the ballerina frame. I am kind of disappointed though. Like, when I heard, oh yeah, they're actually, like, because, what was it, like, 2 years ago they were doing, like, a thing where it's like, oh yes, we've got a bunch of, Warframes that, you know, whichever one gets voted will be the one that, like, which idea gets voted in the most will be made into an actual Warframe. And one of the ideas was a ballet frame.
Oh, and then the meme
So-
one won, didn't it?
The meme one won, yes. Which I hate. And, it looks like they're like, you know what, we can still put, like, kind of the ballet idea in a frame, but they didn't do it justice. Basically, like, yeah, let's make an electric frame that generates electric power through like doing pirouettes. I believe that was the idea. So that's why they've got Gaia or Jaya. Like, yeah, she's kind of got a ballerina-esque design, but that's like the only aspect. They didn't go like full force. Anyway, I'll be right back.
Alright. Just you, huh?
I have returned.
Welcome back.
Finally, tomorrow I should be able to run a session. Been like over a month at this point. I think it's just been a month, but it's felt like forever.
For the Pathfinder game you've been doing?
Yeah,
Jesus.
because it's like last time I was supposed to run it. Fox was at work, and I was like, yeah, I can still run it with 3. But then Bright Ups decided to drop out. And then last week was supposed to run it, but forgot that Fox had work. I think there was a week before that something happened. So yeah.
Well, that is unfortunate.
Indeed. It's fine. games have tomorrow. Better do some finalization of preparation.
Always a good idea. I've done a bit of GMing by the seat of my pants, and while it can be fun sometimes, it's always nice to have things at least somewhat set up.
Yep. I'm changing how my Dreamscape Legends work, making them more like a packs from the old 3.5 binder, vestige binder.
Oh, like that thing Ari blade?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So the idea is that instead of there being like charges that let you use their moves, like their special abilities and whatnot, instead you gain more benefits from them based on how much you're willing to let them influence you.
Hmm.
So it's like with let's use Zosma as an example. To get like her charge ability or something like that, the influence would probably then be like you have to like, you know, always accept a challenge or something like that. The more powers you want, the more like Zosma you gotta act.
How many currently in the party are willing to be stupid and horny?
No one actually.
Okay, and I think if I remember correctly, gotta skip the T-Rex fight, because then it's kind of just a series of events leading to the end.
Hmm. And how is there anything in particular you have to do to get to how where would it be going again?
Oh, the Chrysler building. No, like, it's just been something that's been open up since the beginning of the game. Mostly I've been going through, one, to enjoy the power trip, but also to make sure I get at least somewhat leveled up, because apparently it is quite hard.
Fair enough.
Which... I think I got about 10 minutes left, which I think will be a nice amount of time to get a look. Chrysler building. Very shiny.
Yeah, an idea that I just had, which I think would kind of be fun to see in like a sci-fi setting.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of the big sort of tropes of sci-fi is always the like the Cyberman before basically like the the flesh is weak, replace it with machine. So now thinking of Parasite Eve, imagine that where it's like you have basically like that Borg race and they run into another race that's like machines are weak except advanced like evolution, just full on going Parasite Eve mutations.
I mean, that kind of was a bit of the plot of Voyager, with that one race that was at war with the Borg. Like, they weren't quite about evolution as much as, like, they just thought they were the top of the food chain.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that would be cool to have, like, yeah, something that mutates and does all that stuff.
Yeah, it's like you could almost have them in a Borg-like fashion where it's like they can like rapidly evolve to adapt to different threats.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, instead of like the uniformity of the Borg, they've all got just different types of units based on that. Like, it's like, oh, what's this? They're using a lot of like basically armor-piercing rounds and shit like that. I don't know, like the Borg use energy weapons, but you get the point.
Mm-hmm.
So they just become like these hulking masses of like armored carapace. It's actually one of the ideas of a creature in, well, I say creature, more like an actual ancestry that I've been thinking of. Basically my ant people. Can't remember the name of them at the moment.
Antoma?
Yeah, Entoma, that's right, yes.
Yeah.
Where I like the idea that, yeah, that there might be like actual special Entoma, like the Royal Guard or whatever, that can just rapidly change their adaptability on the spot. So it's like they can go from, you know, cute bug girl to the Hulk, back to cute bug girl to, you know, maybe small and fast for like escaping.
Yeah. And I do like that idea. Like, I think it was a bit of a kernel that made me think about how cool it would be to have stuff like that for Emma.
Yeah. Because like that's one of those fascinating things about ants, is that they actually do kind of, they will specifically breed ants to deal with certain situations. They hyper specialize. Like one particular breed of ants, they have for lack of a better term, a unit that literally acts as a door. Their heads grow these big armor plates, so that way they can block up tunnels.
That is an amusing thought.
So yeah, that's where I've kind of got the idea of like, yes, but what if they could actually just rapidly do that on the spot?
And there is an interesting, to me, that feels interesting in the aspect of having that be done with like a, you know, quote unquote civilized creature, because it's like we have that thing in sci-fi where it's like, oh, there is this wild, vicious thing that can rapidly adapt and evolve, but you rarely see that biology done to like a, you know, talking creature.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually got me thinking. So, like, I still haven't got, like, I still haven't got Aria done in a way that fits my setting, because I'm still, like, trying to decide on, like, what I want my, like, Gardevoir XP to look like. I'm like, what if What if Arya is actually an Interma? Huh. Could I make an Interma that has those God of War traits?
Yeah, and I mean, with that rapid evolution thing, that could fit the something like a synchronize.
Well, trace.
Trace, yeah,
Yeah.
because they have like it feels like that would make sense as like a hyper revolutionary thing that adapt to what is immediately in front.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like if they are purposefully meant to be something that is maybe they are a psychic kind who is meant to analyze the thoughts of others. It's like try to understand, almost be the equivalent of like a diplomat unit.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can leave.
I was just watching this thing about electric vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
It really seems like the solution for electric vehicles would be for like every major, like every town at least having like essentially a combination charge station parking lot. Which, that's basically how it works with, petrol stations. It's like, it feels like by combining the two, it's like create more parking space. And just having it be like, yep, you can park here, do your shopping, and plug in.
Which is kind of like, for a bunch of like the stores and places I know, like I guess that depends on how long it would charge, but most of the gas stations we have around here is like they're either a standalone thing that you wouldn't really have much to do while you wait for something to charge.
Yeah.
And while there are some gas stations next to like big box grocery stores, they're usually quite a walk away, or they're like separated in some fashion.
Yeah, so I could see it like, you know, you have like these big, you know, supermarket chains actually offer like, hey, our parking lot offers, you know, free charging.
Hmm. Perhaps.
But nah, the actual solution is everyone just needs a charger bug.
Yes. Kind of just thinking, it's like, hold on, need some more juice. Just go around, open up the thing, pull out a frickin' charger bug, just toss it into the grass where it can just eat.
Yeah.
Pull out another one. Oh god, and I'm just thinking of a frickin' Vicavolt dropping in like a frickin' Amazon drone, just, here's your new charger bug.
Yes. Like again, this is what I want to see from like the idea of like what they can actually do with world building with Pokemon that they just never capitalize on. Like Mount Pokemon has shown us like there wouldn't be as many cars around in the Pokemon world because why have cars when you can just, you know, ride a Rapidash or an Arcanine into town.
Yeah. And like it makes sense that there would be some for like some heavy transportation, but it's like, yeah, like when you have creatures who can't do that stuff, it does tend to fill in some, you know, some roles.
Yeah.
I'm gonna end off the stream here.
Yeah.
And good night, viewers.
Good night.